Hello everybody, my name's Alan and you're watching Guns, Gear, and Outdoors Alaska. Today, I'll be doing a quick review on the Stevens Favorite Model 30 made by Savage. It's a cool little single-shot 22, kinda based off those older Stevens models. But before I talk about it, let's do some shooting. It's a satisfying sound. Got my 8-inch gong down there, about 60 yards. Not exactly rapid fire, but it is really cool. Let me bring you in closer and show you how it works. So this is a falling block single shot action. You got a lever right here. It's got a little tail on it. You can grab that and your breech block comes down. You got an extractor. You can take your cartridge, slide it in, close the breech block, and you're ready to go. So this does have some modernized features. It is safe to carry with the hammer in the down position. That is the way you want to do it. It has a little inertial firing pin, so it's not protruding when the hammer's down. But there is a half cock notch. But you'll notice if you're in the half cock notch and you pull the trigger, it falls down. That half cock notch is just there to catch the hammer if you let it slide by. And one thing to notice about this gun is the hammer does pull back pretty hard. It does reliably ignite those rimfire primers really well, but it is a pretty stiff hammer. It might be hard if your fingers are really cold or if you're a young kid and your hand's not very strong. Just something to keep in mind. So far for me, this gun has shot really well. I've even taken it out with my little gong to 200 yards, and I had to kind of lob them in there, but I could ring it from there. I haven't really sat down at the bench and shot groups with it, but for what I can do with iron sights, it's plenty accurate. And if you pull that lever down hard enough, most of the time it'll kick that brass right out, even though it's just an extractor. This little gun hasn't been without its problems. Let's go over in a little bit better light and we'll go from one end to the other and I'll talk about it. Alright, the Stevens Favorite, Model 30, made by Savage. Little inexpensive single shot falling block 22. Let's start at the muzzle. Got a just regular dovetailed front sight. Nothing fancy. It's kind of a little bit of a globe on a post. No bead or anything in there. Just plain. Got round barrel. I should mention this comes in a 22 LR or 22 mag and maybe even 17 HMR, but I'm not sure. But the 22 long rifle version is a half octagon, half round barrel, so a round down to the fore end, and then it goes into an octagon. Has a fore end here. And rear sight, just your regular kind of semi-buckhorn. You can pull it up and move the slider to adjust your elevation. So that's how you would adjust the sights on this thing, up and down for elevation, and then drift the dovetails with the punch for windage. Moving your way back, you got your action. Really simple. You got a lever, runs your breech block, hammer and trigger, and then buttstock with a plastic butt plate. You might notice the wood on this one looks really pretty. That's because I had to refinish it. This stock is really fragile. It cracked on me along the wrist on both sides, here and here. It's very thin and so this kind of pressure on the stock, it split right there. So I took the stock off, I sanded it all down and glued it up together, and I put a Tru-Oil finish on there, and that's why the wood is going to look a little bit better on this one. It is a nice piece of wood, but the factory finish they put on there isn't isn't very great, but that isn't too big a deal for a tiny 22, but I do wish that was more durable. That is a pain. I noticed it when I was out in the field doing some berry picking and stuff. I had this along just in case a grouse or something came out. But yeah, something to watch out for with one of these, the durability of the stock. Check for cracks right there. And the fit and finish of the wood, I actually cleaned it up with sandpaper on this one. When I refinished it, it's still not very good. It's kind of chunky where it butts up with everything. You can tell this gun was cheap. It's a nice looking gun for how cheap it is. Came in just over $200, but it is an inexpensive gun. The breech block and the hammer are both cast. You can kind of see the markings from that. Was put together inexpensively. These are, I don't know if these are rivets or some kind of, these aren't screws you can take out, so there really isn't much for disassembly, just cleaning. Oil it up. You can get at your bore through there. That's how you'd want to do that. But this gun is light, it's handy, it's fun to carry around. I shot a bunch of grouse and hares and stuff with it. It is good for that, but that durability of the stock right here was kind of a pain. It was a bit of a project to fix it. And now I'm gonna not use it as hard. I'm pretty gentle on this. Another thing is it does not include sling swivels, which is kind of a pain. I wish it did. Just had a couple grouse fly by the range right now. I'm gonna watch where they land. Yeah, when I get done with this video, I'm gonna go chase those grouse. But yeah, here it is. The Stevens favorite, Model 30. Watch out for durability issues in the stock. Otherwise, it's a really fun range gun or just walking around shooting rabbits with. Wouldn't stake my life on it because of those durability issues. And it isn't really a proper field gun with no sling swivels. And I think having a sling on there would put even more pressure on that thin wrist. But for just a fun little single shot, it's pretty cool. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thanks. Have a good one.